Man, Rob, what I was going a couple weeks ago, I was like, man, Rob, I got an idea for you, and I forgot to like tell you the idea.
Yeah, yeah. You never came back to me. Yeah.
But this was the idea. Like I'm a like the next boxing pod. I think we should do a virtual joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Yeah,
the only
fact.
boxing pod we need to do a virtual joint on is Shakur versus Tank. Everything
Yeah.
else don't matter. Right? Everything else
Um,
don't
Man,
matter. There's not another
man,
fight on that level right now.
Shakur's not.
man.
That
That's
fight's
the
not
shit
happening.
right there.
That
That's the
fight's
shit
not
right there.
happening.
That's what we're gonna do. That fight's gonna happen. That fight's gonna happen next year.
Yeah.
I feel like Shakur
Because
can't run from that,
after this
man,
fall, there's nobody else for them dudes to fight each other.
at all.
Shakur gonna mop the floor up with Cepeda, and Tank gonna knock out whoever he knock out, and then next year they're gonna fight. And that's
Yeah.
where you can do that panel.
We'll see. Shakur was talking about if the price is right type shit. I'm like, my nigga, you
Bro.
know,
He gonna get his money. He gonna get his money.
And he not getting a higher paid fight than Tank.
No, nobody
So
gonna get a higher than Tank.
like
Everybody know that.
just
If he
chill,
get
bro.
4, he good. If he get
yeah.
Yeah,
4 or 5, he good. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Let's see what looked the best. Me bigger on the screen looks like no. Let me stop.
This nigga.
No, I like that. I like that.
No, we got that. No, we gonna keep it like
That
this.
right there.
This works.
Keep it like that.
That's
Keep it like
rocking.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
this
yeah.
works. Man, I appreciate you, Rob, for hopping on, man. Definitely.
You ask, I'm off. We good.
Yeah, but listen, man. I was in the market for a new firearm, and I was looking online. I was in the stores and Dunn's about the cop full price, and then one of the homies was like, "Yo, anybody trying to buy such and such?" I'm like, "Yes," and my homeboy, his pops was selling one. His pops was a retired police officer, so he came through and had to, do all the correct paperwork and all that other good shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, now I'm out here. You feel me? Again,
How many firearms do you own?
uh, probably about 15 or so.
Damn.
Yeah,
I love it.
I live in a free
Not
state.
surprising, Rob.
I live in a free
No,
state,
no.
bro.
Yeah,
You know
your
what I'm saying?
your pops is a firearms dude, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's where you got it from.
Now I wish you lived in a free state, Rob. New York City, they got
No,
different.
New York
Man.
has the strictest gun laws. You get like Plaxico Burris' career was destroyed behind that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
He got an
Yep.
automatic 1 year. He shot himself in the leg. It wasn't like he was using it for anything, and he
Yeah.
was never the same after that.
Yeah. Anywho, man. All right, man. Let's get this shit cracking. Ant.
All right, man. Patreon. Y'all already know what it is. Your favorite podcast. Back with another one, but this time we came back with a special guest. Third member of the pod, the God. I'm not introducing me or Jay because we don't fucking matter in this moment. We got the homie, the man, the myth, the legend, New York's finest, Rob Silva in the building. What's up, Rob?
What's up? And now we could call me the third member of the pod. Yo, I appreciate this, man. I
Literally.
feel flattered
Yeah.
and honored, and I'm gonna try and keep up with you two gods.
Man. You know, it was so cool just to even like think of this because Rob, you were literally the only other person I knew with relation to the pod who had seen that movie. So like, and I didn't remember a lot of details, but I remembered the ending, right? The big
Mhm.
reveal. I remember the monologue that came with the reveal. And the whole time I'm watching Presumed Innocent, the series, I had that in mind. So it was just kind of fucking with my head, like, what direction are they going to go at the end? And Rob, you were the only other person I knew who was probably thinking the same. Like, are they going to go in that direction, man? And I'm really glad that we all came together to talk about the movie, the show, and really just kick it on both of them because great fucking show, but the movie set the precedent, man. The tone was already there, so excited to talk about it and compare the two.
Well, you
And
were
I just
just
watched
saying
it.
about how at the end of you didn't make a prediction at because you saw the movie, right?
Yeah,
And I
I
was
was
like,
trying to
God
stay
damn, I think
non-biased. Yeah,
it looked like they were going to do the same thing, and then boom, they switched it up on us.
you know what? Down to I don't know if y'all caught this on the finale of the series. they had Jake Gyllenhaal in that gray sweatshirt, the little crew neck, just like they had Harrison Ford. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was like an
Yep.
homage to him. And then when they go into the garage at the end of the series, that little hatchet that they used in the movie is on the wall.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
Mm.
can't so it really I was just sitting there waiting on the reveal. I'm like, dog, it's no way they not going to Barbara in this situation. And then they pulled a complete 180 on me. So I'm glad they did because I definitely thought they were headed that direction. But yeah, they set it up beautifully, man.
Now, hindsight being 2020, there was no daughter in the first movie.
Nope.
Not at all. Not at
So
all.
Nope.
if you're gonna throw a monkey wrench in the game, let me add a new character, and then that character
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
So
That's what they did. Right.
Yeah. And it was to your point about hindsight. Like literally, I had that thought after I watched the finale. Like, dog, all I had to do was think, like, this is the only motherfucker they added to this story.
yeah,
And then they took away Raul Julia's character from the movie. He wasn't in that. So I'm like, all right, I could see this being a thing, man. And
But
they
fellas,
did little stuff.
they mentioned his name at the very beginning of the series.
Yeah, yep. It was like
Sandy
episode 1.
Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 1.
Which makes me think they might bring him in season 2 since they going in another
I'm
direction with
thinking
the
that the
story
same. I'm
anyway.
thinking the same.
do
Yeah.
they actually bring Raw Julia though? Like, 'cause
I mean, no, they can't bring a dead body in there.
He's dead.
No.
He's
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Jim Bison
No.
is no longer here.
No more Adam's Family Values, my nigga.
Damn.
No, but
He died
no,
just a
man.
few years after that movie.
Yeah. Raul Julia died like way back in the 90s, right after Street Fighter. Like that was his last big moment,
Mm.
or at least pop culture moment. So, but no, man, I wanna kick it about the movie, and then just kind of talk, throughout the conversation about the TV show, and not necessarily compare them, but I do have some fucking comparisons to make, man. Because Jay, I know Jay mentioned a couple times before he watched the movie, like Harrison Ford is, hey, that's the white god. Like he great, he a goat, he one of them great whites, but it's no way he did what Jake Gyllenhaal did on that show, man. So
And
now we can finally talk through it.
I still
'Cause
stand by that because it's no fucking comparison. No, there's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
And I like Indiana Jones. You feel me?
Come on now. I watched The Fugitive the other day, literally.
The Fugitive is
Like,
great. You feel me?
it's
But
one of
like,
the best movies ever made.
no, Jake Gyllenhaal was whooping at it. If this was you on this videotape, this would be Chauncey whooping your ass.
Whooping your ass. Hey man. Rob, how do you feel Jake Gyllenhaal did as Rusty compared to what we knew Harrison Ford had done back in the 90s?
I gave Jake the slight edge because you got more in depth with the character because you have 6 hours compared to 2 hours.
Mhm.
That's why Jake automatically gets it, and he got to do the courtroom scene. You never saw
Yeah.
Rusty in the movie Harrison Ford do a court scene. That right
Yeah.
away ices it. The 6 hours plus that final court scene. He captured
Yeah.
the same pain in his eyes that Harrison Ford had. Where you damn, is he? He must have done it. There can't be anybody else. But
Mhm.
6 hours plus that courtroom scene nails it for Jake.
Yeah, I think the importance of the courtroom scene, we saw it in the series, right? Like that's because when you look at the movie, that's where Raul Julia shined. He shined in the court,
The
and
best
He was
part of the
phenomenal.
movie was, for me, the best part of the movie was the courtroom scene. Everything else, I mean, it's messed up when we compare something like 30 years later, but like
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
boring to me. You know what I'm saying? But and it's what 480p or something,
yeah.
or 360p, something like that.
360.
But no, it's a good point because like I don't think the script for the movie was as well written as and I get it, they wrote way more for the series. That's a fact, but it almost feels like the series looked at the movie and said, "Nah, not like that. Like
Yeah.
we gonna go deeper. Like go a little deeper. Make it a little more tense. That's what the movie didn't do for me. The tension wasn't there. Like I never.
I never felt like he did that shit.
Yeah. Well,
In
so
the
they
movie.
also they went completely left in the movie with the why, right? He was set up. This was a whole inside job happening with the judge was dirty, the fucking Raymond was dirty. Everybody in this shit was dirty. Tommy Malto was dirty in a different way than we knew him from the show. So it was almost like a separate plot with
Yeah.
this whole little case that Raymond had given to Carolyn Polimis. It set up a different theme for why they would want Rusty to take the fall. Where in the show, it wasn't about nobody else being dirty. That nigga just looked hella guilty. And
Also, like, this was damn near a totally different thing because I didn't hate Carolyn like on the TV show, but this was a horrible person on the movie. Like, what?
She was a whore.
man,
She slept with everybody. She even
so
slept
this,
with Paul Winfield's old ass.
yeah, like she
By
literally
the way,
thought,
what y'all thought about Paul Winfield?
man, hey, first of all, I looked at him and I'm thinking 227. But I didn't remember that with that little weird case that she had, he was also involved in it. I remember Raymond being a little shady, and I remember Tommy being shady. I didn't remember the judge was shady too. So I'm like, God
Now,
damn, dog.
I watched this shit last night. You feel me?
Yeah.
And or throughout the day, and I finished it up last night. Now I may have missed something, but dude, house they broke into or in the apartment building,
The black
and
dude.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was like, you was sucking some nigga cock or some shit. Was he talking about the judge?
I don't remember
Hold
that.
on.
And I've
Hold
seen that
on.
movie about 10, 15 times.
No, I got it pulled up right here. Let me
Because the
go
police
right
officer,
back to the scene.
Rusty homeboy, he was like, yeah, and he was like, yeah, and you such and such, and you were blowing somebody cock or some shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And then he was like, what did y'all call him? And they said Judge
Yeah.
Judge
something.
Little.
I'm like,
That was his
yeah,
name.
I'm
He
like,
got the same name as the chick in the movie, Little, in the series, Little.
Yeah, so I noticed that too, Rob. They
Yeah.
just they switched the name. All right, let me
They
go.
went from Laren to Lauren. That's it.
All right, here we go. We about to go right back to this because I do remember them saying, "What do you call him?" And he said, "Judge." We called him Judge Little. But I ain't remember they said he was
I was
sucking
like,
cock,
I was like,
which is probably why they would want to
blackmail
dismiss
though.
the case.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let me get this case the fuck on, so y'all don't know I was in there sucking
Yeah, but
dick.
he was sleeping with her also.
Yeah. Yo, everybody in this movie fuck Caroline, man.
Lena
Except for
wrote this
Tommy.
shit. Lena wrote this shit. She in Chicago too. This is the Lena Ray original, nigga. Everybody freaky in this motherfucker.
So this shit was set in the movie was set in LA, wasn't it? I heard them
Yes,
they
Compton,
mentioned something about Watts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Watson,
Okay.
Compton, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it was one scene. I was like, nigga, is that the Renaissance building? Like, is that the Renaissance? Like, it was I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Where is this supposed to be at?
All right, let me find this scene.
And by the way, the actress that played Carolyn at that point in time, Greta Scacchi, she was one of the biggest female sex symbols around. She was in everything back then.
Yo,
Yeah.
Carolyn was cold in this movie. Versus,
So
She blew away.
hey,
Yes.
like, nigga,
let
she
me
took
give the
the
movie
out
some
everything.
credit.
I'm like, whoa.
The movie got Carolyn right. All right. I see why they was going crazy over Carolyn in that office. Cause yeah, she was all right. She was all right in the movie. I don't know what the fuck they were doing on that show, but she wasn't worth my life, dog.
It was a weird sex scene, but I was okay with it. You feel me?
She pussy with Rusty. Rusty was like, "You leaving me? No."
Well, did you peep the play? So that's one thing I will say I appreciated more about the movie. They kind of gave it to us. It was one flashback or what, maybe two or three flashbacks in the movie, but they were like super detailed. We saw the beginning of their relationship, and then we saw very clearly why she wanted to end it. We didn't know why she wanted to end it in the.
Oh, you know what I thought was really dope is
What's that?
Started messing with Raymond. Yeah.
we saw how they relationship started, how it played out. He alluded to that on the series, like they were in
Mhm.
the case, and he was talking to the
Right,
therapist.
right.
Like, yo, that was his case, and she was like really good with a kid or something. But we saw
Yeah.
it
And
in
apparently she got turned on because he was like fighting for the kid in court. Like, is that the because he did a good job in the trial, and then they went back to the office and she was ready to fuck. I'm like,
But remember at that police sergeant said that she was asking about him before they met.
mm-hmm. When she was a parole officer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had her eyes. She knew she was playing chess. She knew if I fuck this dude, then I fuck this
Yep.
dude.
Yeah. And
She
that
was going
was
to
I
be the
think they did
yeah.
a way better job in the movie showing her
Right.
like I'm just trying to climb my way up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fucking whoever can get me in position, whether it's a judge, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
fucking
The
the
district
deputy
attorney.
chief. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't matter. Like she was working her way up. And when Rusty told her, I ain't trying to push Raymond out of his position, like find somebody else to do it. That's literally when she said, all right, well, I'm done with you. Like,
let me
I don't
I'm
because
gonna go fuck Raymond.
yeah, if you don't want to get him
And
out
I'm
of
gonna get the
position, that
spot.
means yeah, you won't get the spot to put me in second in command. So I'm gonna just go fuck him and then make sure I go to second in command. Like she was on a mission. I can't be mad on a hoe who works the stroll. Like if you're gonna get on the stroll, work that motherfucker. Walk up and down
You know
every
what's funny
corner. What's that?
though? She dumps this nigga on some random walking down the hallway, like, oh yeah, nigga, I think it's over. And he trying to get back. He trying to get back. He walking to her fucking office. She on the phone with the new nigga, like, yeah, this nigga in my office, man. He call you back.
Man.
Yo, how about the
No,
husband? They showed the husband in the movie, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, she looked at me as weak."
Yeah. And it's funny because when Rusty was or when he was saying that, I feel like I'm looking at Rusty in that next scene, like, yo, you was weak as fuck to her too, man. Like she was all about
Mhm.
power. She was
Yep.
power hungry. She wanted it, and she was willing to do whatever for it. I don't know that she thought she was gonna have to die for it, but it was funny. JD, your point, that scene where she told him it was over. He walked up like, "Hey, I can get free this weekend. Like, you want to fuck?" And she was like,
Nah.
"Nigga, no, it's over for you, son. Like,
Ugh.
your whole shit is done, dog."
Like you give
And
me the ick.
yeah, she was and I mean they even said that like, yo, you made her uncomfortable. Like so cuz what we got on the show, he got obsessive with the text messages and calling her a bunch of times. Couldn't do that in 1990. Wasn't no text
But
going
he
out.
did do the
So,
phone calls, no Texas. He did do the phone
yeah.
calls.
Yeah, he called her a bunch and
Yeah,
yo, calling from the house phone is crazy.
It's
and he
crazy.
followed her. He was
Yeah.
following her ass. He
But
was doing that stalky, creepy shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like the jury never found out they was together, which is totally
Facts.
different from
Right. Stern
Yeah.
kept that under wraps.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it was because of all the other shit that was going on, fucking Carolyn Malto, the judge, Raymond, all of them having some weird shit happening. We didn't necessarily need the jury to know that this was going on for it to still seem shady. Like, all right, we had a glass with your fingerprints. That's enough. But then when they got the little shady medical examiner up there, and he like, yeah, she had the diaphragm in and blah blah blah. Rusty or Raul Julia pulls up like, yo, Sandy Stern, here go her medical records. She ain't had no diaphragm, dog. She got her fucking
tubes
tubes tied. Like
Yep.
it was so much more shady shit happening that I don't think him actually having a relationship with her, it didn't feel like we were missing that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, yo, they set it up for him to look like his wife set it up for him to look like the killer.
That's
And
crazy.
which is nuts. Cause
Why
like
you gotta kill her? Because nigga, she don't want me anyway.
man, like don't kill me over the side after the side break up with me. Dog.
So look,
Yeah,
just
but he
me,
was still going after her. He still was chasing her. He wasn't
Well,
leaving it
yeah.
alone.
that
me being
came with
me.
the game.
Like me being me. If my mate cheat, and excuse the murder and everything, I'm probably dipping off top because that's just how I get
Yeah.
down, right?
Mhm.
But how the fuck I'm gonna stay with you when that bitch don't want you and she hoeing you though? Like
Yeah.
you stalking her, trying to get on this bitch. Like, You nasty. I don't want you. Now my like nigga. Now your girl looking at you like nigga. Are you crazy? Like why would I
Have
want
some
you?
pride.
I get it. If another woman wants you and you fucking her, at least another woman want my man. She don't even want you. Why would I want you? She don't even fucking want you. Yeah.
His wife was very I feel like Shane like him the whole movie. Like it at least Barbara on the series, even though I ain't understand why she stayed because she seemed miserable,
She
but
weak.
she did at least seem like she loved Rusty. The chick in this movie did not love him at all. Like she was over it. I've been over it. I really don't want to be with you, and I killed your side.
I know
Like,
I know this was a different version of the girl off top when she was like, oh, they couldn't find one girl in the office that she wasn't fucking. I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
this not Barbara. Barbara was like, oh, they couldn't find anybody else. Oh my god, oh my god, no, no. Like I'm like, oh yeah, this she real. I didn't know who killed her watching the movie though. I know it wasn't him.
Okay.
I didn't. I'm like, okay, was it Not Rusty? His
Tommy?
boss.
Raymond.
Was
Raymond.
it Raymond? Was it
Yeah.
Tommy? Was it whatever? Man, did you find that clip we was looking for? Dog?
So I'm looking at it right now, and he's talking about he went down to the probation officer. It was a blonde bitch. It was a man standing behind me.
But
Um,
he said that the
so
gay
the suck his
before.
cock thing is what, yeah. So that wasn't the judge. He offered an officer some head to try to get off a case.
That's
He
correct.
had a molestation case and
Mm.
tried to get off the case by sucking the officer dick,
That's crazy.
which is nuts. Yeah. No,
No,
this just a horny nigga.
and if I wasn't mistaken, when they bust through the door, he had no pants on.
No, no.
Like
He was in there butt ass with a remote in his hand.
this nigga is on the
Which
Playboy.
is also like me most of the time in this house. So I'm like, I low key felt him. I'm like, damn, dog, I would hate for the officers to bust in here.
I'm also like, why y'all banging on this door like the police? And neither one of
Yeah.
you niggas is police. My man, a private and a PI. Like I thought y'all needed his help. Y'all like, come on, open up the door. Bang, 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 bang. I'm like, nigga, I'm running.
Yeah.
What's your fellas' thoughts on the comparison between the judge Paul Winfield in the movie and old girl in the series?
I'm 1,000% more of a fan of the girl from the series, and I'm about to pull her name up just so I can have that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just thought she was way better. Paul Winfield was great.
She seemed more impartial and like, I'm
Yeah,
giving y'all niggas a chance. Now, old boy felt like he was quote unquote impartial, but it's only because he got bribed. You know,
yeah,
at the end, I'm thinking like, oh, this nigga, he down. And then I found out like,
yeah.
oh, nigga done bribed you.
And Paul Winfield was fucking her too. So you're kind of in it, even if you don't want to be in it. Like, and she felt very much like, hey, I just don't want that bullshit in my courtroom. That was what I got from her.
But he was stopping that too. He was like, oh, let's go to the chambers.
He had his moments for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
What was Raw Julia name in this movie?
Sandy Stern.
Sandy Stern.
Sandy.
Yeah.
So Sandy made a point that I made when we was talking about this shit. Like, so in the Apple TV joint, they made it a thing like, yo, you were hindering an investigation because you weren't investigating yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my nigga, I know I didn't do it. Like, why would I waste resources investigating me? And
Great point.
Yeah.
I
Great
told him,
point.
like, well, I mean, a smart person would know if you didn't do it. Why would I waste resources investigating yourself? I'm like, how come nobody said that the first?
So I think initially, right, it's less about you not wasting resources and investigating yourself and more about you being upfront about the fact you had a relationship with her or shit that you was even over there that night. Like that's probably what really would have mattered. We don't need you to investigate yourself, but let us know you was there so it don't come up in the investigation because now it's gonna look like you was hiding.
Why was he there that
So
night? because she wasn't fucking with him no more.
Yeah, they weren't as clear. I remember
Did
they
he
said
did he show up at her place?
no. He said in the movie.
Did
Now
he
I'm
show up
remembering.
at her place that night?
He wasn't there. He
In the movie,
called
that's what
her
I'm talking
that
about.
night
Yeah.
in the movie. He
Yeah.
called her, but
Right.
then his wife left the
Right.
glass over there, and he kept saying, "I don't remember if I was there that night." So that's when it looked shady because it was like,
Well, he said I don't
okay,
remember if I called her that night, but I used to call her all the time. But
yeah.
I don't remember. Like, I
But
mean, I
yeah,
called her
the
recently.
wife was the only one over there that
Yeah.
night. So yeah, but she had the glass with his fingerprint. Yo, don't set me up to look like I murdered my side too, man. Like that's really unfair.
Two
Like
birds, one stone.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Two birds, one hammer.
How did y'all feel about um Nico and Tommy in the movie? Like
What?
almost
What?
two totally different characters.
One of the actors was the evil Greek FBI agent in the Wire.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I think I'm not sure if it was Nico or Tommy. The two dudes in the series blew away the two dudes in the movie. It's not even close.
yeah,
No
for
comparison.
sure.
Yeah.
I will say, so the guy who played Nico in the movie, y'all might remember him from that scene in Boomerang where they went into the suit like shop or
Yep.
whatever,
Yep.
and he
Yep.
was telling Martin, yeah, like we don't take cash in the store.
There was a
Like
whole bunch
I
of
think that was
people
the only
that
white dude in the. I think that was the only white dude in the movie.
he was. It was him and like it might have been one other cat, but yeah, it was. I saw him in the movie and I just bust out laughing like, oh, I hated you since 1993, bro.
it was a whole bunch of people I recognize in this movie. Like, oh, that's old boy, or that's old girl. Like D
Yeah,
was in the movie.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
It was very nostalgic. Shout out to so you know the character that she played, I think Anna Maria Hortzford is her
Yes.
name.
Yes. Secretary.
She
Yeah.
yeah, she played the character that on the show was in love with Rusty and hated Carolyn.
Yeah.
That was that Eugenia. That was the same character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciated that the show kept some of the names like exactly so you could kind of, cross compare and identify who was who. But
Most of the major cast was the same name, except
yeah,
the judge. They changed it from a man to a woman.
yep,
Let me
yep,
ask you this, because I really think they did a really good job taking a 2-hour movie, updating it, and getting more in depth. Like how y'all,
Yes.
everybody be saying like, yo, I'm tired of all the remakes. But if
yeah,
you're gonna do a remake like this, I'm all for it. Like take
yeah,
a 2-hour movie that was relatively good and then make that shit great with great actors, with great cinematography, with great drama. Like I'm for it, man.
yeah,
You guys reviewed Boomerang a few years ago, and you said the first season was great, and then it fell off the second season. Something like
yeah.
that, where they were able to
Oh
expound, but
shit.
then it
I
fell off.
forgot they did a Boomerang joint.
So that
Yeah,
that
y'all
first
reviewed it.
season of that series, we did do
Yeah.
the first season, Jay. Um,
Yeah.
the
Was that on
first season of
BET?
that shit, yeah, yep, yep. So you remember
BT,
Lena
yeah.
dropped two shows. It was Boomerang and 20s. 20s was the
Mm-hmm.
other show. 20s was actually fire, and I'm mad that shit went off the air because that shit was really good. It was very insecure-ish. But Boomerang, the first season, it was decent, but it was so like it was so unrelated to the movie that I wish they had called it something else, so I wouldn't have thought like
Yeah, and it
this
was
is
like
supposed to be Boomerang.
it was a continuation. Like, yo, these are these people
They're
kids.
kids, yeah,
But
Right,
I'm talking about like, just remake the fucking movie. Same name,
yeah.
characters, do the same. Not with like black famous movies or some shit like that, but like just
But
decent
it's
movies.
when you think about so many movies, you think about some of the throwbacks that we reviewed. If any of them are broken down into 8 episodes, you get 8 hours of fucking content where you can really dive into the stories and the backstories and you go get some strong actors and not just some fucking B character. Man, you could take a lot of movies and turn them into a dope series and sort of like reinvent something that was already great. Like I think Presumed Innocent for when it came out was great in that time. But once you see this series in 2024, man, they took that shit somewhere I never even would have thought, and they used enough creative liberty to make it an interesting story again, right? For somebody who had already seen it, they remixed it and said, "Nah, you gonna care about this again." That's
And I
hard
bet
to
you
do.
sales and rentals for Presumed Innocence, the movie, has shot the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So like when you do something like that and you pay homage, by default, we gonna go watch the
Yeah.
old one. Like it's just
So I noticed that at least
You
on
got
Prime, I meant
you
to.
Ant,
Oh, go ahead.
real quick.
Yeah.
You brought up Primal Fear on the
Mm-hmm.
podcast yesterday, right? That's a perfect example of what Jay asked. You could
Yep.
really do a great series because
Yep.
that's only a 2-hour movie. And the guy
Yeah.
with the multiple personalities, Edward Norton, and Richard Gere's character.
Yeah.
And you know what's another one that they canceled after one season? John Berthal, Richard Gere, American Gigolo.
Oh, American Gigolo. Yo, that shit was
Yeah.
phenomenal, dog. The first season of that shit was, I mean, again, it got canceled, so it won't be another season.
Yeah.
But that show, that's a perfect example, Rob.
Of what
The
Jay was
movie
talking
was
about. Yeah.
good. The movie was good.
Mhm.
I enjoyed American Gigolo with Richard Gere. It was cool for the 80s. The fucking show, I was all in. I was all in. I was here every week. Man, that shit was good, man. And with a movie like Primal Fear, you think about some of the stuff they could go into, right? Like Edward Norton and the whole molestation from the Catholic
Mhm.
priests and all. Like they could really
Mhm.
dive a bit deeper into that background, so we could at least try to understand why he was out of his fucking mind, right? Um, I wonder what black movies, Jay, would you say might be a good show, like transition from movie to a series?
a black movie.
Yeah,
So I was over here thinking about this. I don't know. This wasn't necessarily a black movie, but it felt like it at the time. Do y'all remember the movie Trespass?
with
Yes, with
IC.
Ice-T and Ice-Cube. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was one
yep,
of the first. Well, the poster from
Yeah.
Trespass, I drew it as a kid. I was selling those pictures, but like, I think something like that could work because one, I thought I liked the movie, right? I mean, it was not
right.
like fantastic or no shit like that, but I was a
Yeah,
kid and I liked the fucking movie. But them niggas out here looking for fucking treasure, dog.
yeah,
Like we could, because just on a rant in 2 hours, you explain that shit in 2 hours. It's like, all right, come on, what the fuck is going on?
yeah,
Ice Cube character and all that little gang that they were in, like all those people converging on this one spot, being there this one day. I would like that to be explained a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they can make that more interesting.
yeah.
I don't know if that's like the best one, but I'm pretty sure it could be. Cause like who was the modern day? It had Ice Cube and Ice T in it.
Yeah,
Yep. Both.
And
yeah,
Both Ice-Cube and Ice-T. Yeah.
and Tiny Lister. Like it was like one of them things. And my man from
yeah,
227. I like that movie. You know what I'm saying? But like it wasn't like one of those, this was a great fucking movie. But if you put fucking Jordan Peele on that bitch,
yeah.
now it gets
So
dark.
you know what really could have worked, and I'm pissed that Stars didn't make it happen, even though we were signed up and ready to go. The Wood, the Wood was
Wasn't that
perfect.
Showtime?
You got,
That's Showtime.
or it was
Showtime.
Showtime, not
Paramount.
Stars. Pardon me.
Paramount
Yeah,
Plus.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yep. So they canceled it. It was picked up, canceled it. But I thought that could work because I'm like, you're talking about a coming of age tale. You're already telling me this is gonna span through years, which means you can stretch the story out as
Oh,
much as you want.
perfect example. Best Man. Like
Yeah,
Peacock
Yeah.
did that shit
Yep.
amazing.
yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
just they ain't even like try to reinvent the wheel. Let's just continue the story from where the movie left off. And like I think that was such a smart way to do it because those was characters we gave a fuck about, right? Like if you take that movie and give us new actors on the series, it might not have connected. So to get those actors in that story for another 8 hours,
And it
man,
caused so
instant
much
classic.
controversy on the internet. What do you think about this relationship? What do you
Yeah.
think about this? Like it was perfect.
It had people hating Sanaa Lathan,
Yeah.
which, I never thought I'd have a problem with Sanaa Lathan, but she pissed me off on that damn series. She
Yeah.
did. And it
Yeah.
was it was just
She
a
created
smart way to
Tay
do it.
Dig Bad, man. Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. She went to Africa, bro. Like Africa. You
And you
couldn't
know
just
she
go to
went after old
Jersey.
boy. You know she went after old boy. The
Come
cook chef,
on.
the chef of the
The
park.
fucking farmer's market ass nigga. Man, dog. I wanted to beat the shit out that nigga, man. Like, why you hugging my daughter, bro, on the street?
Like she was doing very unreasonable things, dog. Like this is an unreasonable request that you're making. Like, what do you? Come on.
Yeah. And like
I need you to move with me to Africa. Yeah.
you couldn't have gotten all that in a third best man movie, right?
No.
Like the installment had to be a little bit deeper. And I think they did a great job with that.
That's
Shit.
why I am reserving judgment, and I'm not mad at this serious version of Martin that's about to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not trying to make it a comedy. It's young Martin. What like if it's not a comedy and it's a drama, like we ask for new content, different content. Fam, we ain't never seen this shit before. Give it a chance because this could be exactly like we could be reviewing this shit like, yo, this is fucking cold. Like
The
You think
thing
they'll
that
film
scares
that
me
on
with
location
that,
in Detroit? You think they'll film that on location in Detroit?
so Rob, that's my only ask. I don't
Yeah.
know, but that's my
Mhm.
only ask because I feel like that's gonna make it in on. I don't know what it is about us Detroiters. When some shit says Detroit and they're not actually in Detroit, like we notice it and then it bothers us for the whole fucking
I'm
time.
the
Like
same
it's
way. Harlem Nights
yeah.
was filmed in Toronto. Come on.
Yo, I didn't know that. That's actually really funny.
it is, but like I don't mind some shit like that because long as you go get some B-roll from them places, that's cool. Because like, oh shit, nigga, look, they go to the place I grew up in, or da, da, da. But like on the mass, like if niggas not from Detroit, they don't fucking know where you at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Me personally, would I like that? Yes, because I see the Martin Towers every time I go downtown. You feel me?
literally.
And matter of fact, I was familiar with a young lady who used to live in them towers. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm over there all the time, man. That's one of my little corners of going to the river that nobody's usually at. So I'm over on that street a lot. One thing that I'm just kind of worried about with that series, I think they're gonna give us a real strong first season. I hope that they have ideas through season two, because to the point about Bel Air, season two kind of felt like, all right, now we kind of winging it a little bit. Like we had an idea, we kind of knew a direction we wanted to go. Season one, and then once we did that, that follow up wasn't there. They had a bit of a sophomore slump creatively, to my in my opinion. So with the Martin thing,
you get picked up for 3 seasons off top. You don't gotta. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, and that may
uh,
not be a great idea because you don't got the pressure of are we gonna be back for season two? Are we gonna be
yeah,
back for season three? Type shit.
yeah. With the Martin shit, I'm definitely
So like
hoping
an
they
NBA
come
player
into it
signing a
like,
7-year deal.
Yeah, like I think this next season is gonna be great because they probably want a fourth,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
or they
the
gonna wrap
other
it up.
thing, and that's what I was about to say. That shit that the Stars CEO said, that plays in my head every time I watch a season get to season three. Yo, once we get through like three or four of these, now we got to pay people. Now contracts renew. Now people want more money. We'll wrap this shit up and go another direction. So I'm wondering, obviously with Will Smith so heavily involved, will they really get rid of it after a third season, or will they just keep the shit moving as much as possible? Because Peacock also has a lot of new subscribers with the Olympics. So I feel like season three of Bel Air is about to see a boost. Yeah,
Yep.
like
Yep.
it's about to be
Came
a
at the
lot of
right time.
viewership over
Yeah. Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, with Presumed Innocent, so I'm watching a movie and I'm thinking like, all right, this bothered me the whole time I was rewatching it because I couldn't get it out of my head. I was like, what if Raymond on the show was fucking Carolyn too? Like, because in the movie he said it so proudly, like, yeah, nah, that was after I got divorced. We was knocking each other down for 3 months. And on the show, I just kept thinking about what if Raymond was fucking her. And now I kind of want to know like what that would have did to the show, dog. 'Cause it's a whole different show if he's fucking
Think
her
about it.
too.
If he's the attorney trying to defend him and he could be a suspect. Yeah, I like that idea.
I just don't know that I would have hated it, man. Cause like
Yeah.
even like on the show, he wasn't divorced. He had his wife still. So
Right.
I'm
Right.
like, I wouldn't have hated Raymond also cheating on his wife because his wife was so like she hated Rusty so much because he had cheated on Barbara. I'm like,
Mhm.
man, I would have loved if she found out, yeah, Raymond was cheating on you too. Same bitch. Like, now what? Because she was annoying as fuck. I didn't like his wife on the show. Yo, did y'all know that's his wife in real life?
That's no wonder he hated her. Like,
I
geez.
didn't know that was his wife in real life.
That's his wife in real life. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, the authenticity of his irritation felt real. It made sense now. Like, all right, you getting on my fucking nerves in real life. I'm gonna carry that to the screen. But yeah, that's his real wife. I wouldn't have hated if he was cheating on her just because I needed her to get off that high horse, man. She was hating on my man Rusty a little too much. Did y'all
What do you think season 2 is gonna entail?
so I've thought about this a lot in the last couple of weeks, or in the last week. I think they got a few different directions they could go. They could introduce Sandy Stern and just have a whole separate case about this shit. Um, they could also have that character Maya, who was the
Hmm.
second lead. They could have something where they follow her because I thought she was strong. Like every time she was on screen, whether it was in the courtroom or in the chambers, I thought she was good. She was effective, and she was keeping it real with Jake Gyllenhaal the whole time. So I'm like, they could show her try a case,
She
or
was she was strong, but there was like a period where I thought that like she
she was
bowed
weird.
down. She's definitely weird, but she bowed down to Rusty, especially when it was like, "My nigga, you ain't got no fucking. I've been in more cases than you." She just put her head down. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, wait a
I
minute.
did
Oh
want her
yeah,
to check
yeah,
him
yeah.
right there.
She gave in too
Yeah,
easy.
I wanted her to check him right there, but I thought she was like any of those times where, like when he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get up there and represent myself." I like that she caught an attitude with him and she didn't just roll with the punches on that. But to your point, when he said, "I got more experience in there than you," I wanted her to be like, "Bitch, I've tried however many
Hmm.
cases. Like, say something, stand up for yourself." But
Yeah, because she's a
my
defense attorney. He's a prosecutor. It's a
yeah, like
difference.
this is my world.
Yeah.
Like you don't do this as good as me.
Also, I would like to point out for the movie wise, I've talked about like I like judge and lawyer shows because that
hmm
lawyer
Hmm.
shit. I like when that shit getting off. Um, Sandy did an amazing job, right?
Yeah,
Like he did a fucking amazing job, and he was cooking, and that's where I thought this movie was like the best. Everything else was like really, really so slow paced for me. Um,
mm,
some of the things that I really enjoyed about the series is in that courtroom shit, man. That shit was like live.
Hmm.
They both
yeah.
got to get their monologues off, their dialogues off. When there were two people on screen, like everything was really good. And in the '90s movie, it was just kind of like everybody. It was like Harrison was kind of like mumbling most of the time and shit, and everybody was kind of like. I didn't get like this strong emotional pull. I got
They
anger.
talk they talk very like fast in the movie. Like the cadence of how they were saying shit, it was very it felt like Dick Tracy-ish. Like, what do
Yeah,
you say? You know what I'm saying? Like he killed her. He killed Carolyn. Like it was almost and not slapstick because I know they was trying to be funny, but it felt like a fucking like I don't know, like they were trying to.
Agni and Lacey or some shit.
Yeah, it had a very oldie, like
And I
detective-y
say
sort of
that not
vibe to
ever
it,
watching
man.
Cagney and Lacey, but I
I
just know.
mean, but you know what it sounded like. Sounded like you was selling a fucking newspaper.
Yeah.
Like, you know what that shit was,
You know,
man.
you remember
And
that Dave Chappelle was like, okay, come here, coppers.
yeah,
That's
like they had a
how Paul
fucking like
Whitfield
a
was
pipe
acting
in their
like that
mouth.
the whole movie.
You said,
Paul Whitfield
what?
was racing through his
Oh,
scenes. Paul
Yeah,
Whitfield.
yeah. Like that is exactly how it was, man. And then you know what it looked like colors. And I couldn't stop thinking that. Because cinematically, on this fucking 80-inch TV, looking at these people. I'm like, this is colors from. I'm waiting on Rocket to walk down the goddamn screen, dog.
Also,
Like,
just from me, from the camera and filmmaking side, everything was shot at like F16. Everything was in focus. There was no depth of field. There was no angles. Everything just looked. I mean, I'm also 20 years later, Monday morning quarterbacking. You feel me? Because
yeah,
like,
yeah,
but this was 1990, and like there have been movies that were like cold before 1990. Like we don't watch The Godfather and be like, yo, I hate how this shot. This look old.
yeah. But you know what though? If you think about like quote courtroom dramas from the early 90s, late 80s, they didn't attempt to do all that new technological advanced shit that was available. Like that was reserved for the action film, right? Especially coming out of the 80s. We talking about
Like
we
the Total
coming out of
Recalls.
Think
yeah,
about this.
we
Mhm.
Think about this.
Rambos and all that bullshit. Like where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
all the special effects, all the tricky camera work, that was reserved for Total Recall and Rambo. When you get a courtroom drama, boom, single focus on the courtroom.
But wait, think about this. This movie came out in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
A Few Good Men came out in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
2 years later, we get You Can't Handle the Truth. Like that movie was shot
Yeah.
Yeah.
totally different. Now, granted,
Yeah.
maybe the cinematography just changed at that particular point. But if you told me these two movies was 2 years apart, they look worlds apart. The acting in it is worlds apart. The color grading, the cinematography, how everything was like, the direction. Now,
But we talking too a movie that was released in 1990.
the book came out in 87.
Book came out in 87. So actually, let me see. I'm looking it up now. Book came in 87. They started writing the script in May of 87. So the book got released like earlier that year. Uh, oh, and then they directed and filmed it in 89. So we're still in the 80s when all the creative processes go into this movie, right? The script, the filming of it, casting of it, all this shit happened in the 80s, and then they dropped it. I think right around the top of oh no, it came out in July of 1990. So yeah, man, I think the technological advancement that we got in 1992, it probably feels like that should have been a lot closer than it was, but it's like in reality, we jumped into a whole nother camera, a whole
Yeah.
nother style of direction.
Because
Yeah,
on some music shit, the music from 1996 and the music from 1998 on some rap shit,
worlds apart.
worlds apart.
World
And that's
War.
only
Yeah,
Yep.
2 years.
yeah, yeah. So I think I'm gonna give them some grace with that, but I do agree. I think watching that in 2024, it felt like okay, this shit's too old. Like
This
it was,
also begs the point, or that we were making probably a year or so ago. Like, yo, why they keep remaking shit? This already out. Cause ain't nobody watching that old shit. Ain't nobody about to go fucking watch Roots.
yeah,
You feel me? Can
yeah,
you imagine watching
But
Roots on your TV?
but they did redo Roots and it flopped.
yeah,
But like some shit just be so old that I'm never gonna like it. Not me per se, but like
yeah.
that a younger person is like, I'm not watching this shit. That's like you watching some shit in Technicolor.
You know, young people don't care about slavery though. So Roots was a like we were all made to watch Roots in high school and shit. Like they rolled the TV and made us watch Roots for like 8 weeks.
Because somebody
But
what's so crazy is because somebody loved us enough to do that too, though.
facts, these young cats ain't nobody. First of all, they don't got to roll the TV in there. Off top, that changes
Yep.
the fucking thing, man. Like the
Hmm.
TV's already in the classroom. They expect you to turn it on. When we saw somebody roll that big ass TV in there and the fucking AV student came in there and hooked that shit up, all eyes were on that TV and you was gonna pay attention because you knew some serious shit was going
Oh, you
down.
know what's this is unrelated to the motherfucker, but you know when the math teacher you had that fucking hologram machine thing. You know what I'm talking about? It was like the projector, and it looked like the base of a printer, and then it had like a neck on it, and it was
Yeah,
shine.
yeah.
They'll write on the
They,
wall, and they squirt the water, erase it.
Oh yeah,
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 like that was some technologically advanced shit. Like right now, that's like you writing on a fucking iPad and everybody see your screen. But that shit was amazing.
So, Rob, to answer your question from earlier, what do I think season 2 will be about? I mentioned this on the pod in a minute ago when I was talking, but now I just looked it up. Did you ever watch Burden of Proof, the miniseries that
Yes,
came out back
that
in
was the
'92?
miniseries. Yeah, that was the miniseries. Yeah.
So they kind of centered that around Sandy Stern, right?
Yes.
So now I'm thinking season 2, they're gonna introduce that character and give us, whatever story. Because in reality, it was 3 books in this series, so they can go as far as they want to
Was it
with
all
the story.
around the same thing though, or
Um,
like the same case?
so the Burden of Proof miniseries, which is based on the second book, it's centered around Sandy Stern following the case. So it's still in relation to the case, but it's all centered around Raul Julia's character,
So did he
which is
find out,
also
like,
what makes me think they could keep it around Maya, because we can see what the fuck happens with her following that case too.
so when you say
And then you
follow
could
the
keep
case,
Nico and
was it
Tommy.
like was it a situation where he was like, no, I don't think this motherfucker did it. Let me I think there's another killer and let me find it out, or
So the plot was a lawyer who's still recuperating after the untimely death of his wife. So Sandy had his own shit going on. Must defend his dirty brother-in-law, a stockbroker, under investigation. He discovers that everyone has dark secrets, including himself. That's the plot. So
it could be
it
about
could be
Mike.
a brand new story, and it could be about
They-
Maya.
They could kill that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Easily.
you know what I also thought too on some totally left shit?
It could be about Nico.
We could see something about Nico and Tommy,
Because like
because
I don't give a fuck about your family member that you passed if I don't care about you as a character.
yeah, and I'm like, Nico and Tommy, one, both of them killed it on the series, but two, Tommy, you the new DA. You gotta defend cases, bro. Like, or you the new ADA. Nico the new DA. So
Right.
y'all gotta go out there and defend some shit, because y'all first big case you lost in court embarrassingly.
And
So
Tommy, he a good fucking lawyer, dog.
yeah, man.
He
Yeah.
tried to
He a weirdo.
try a really good case.
Yeah.
And like I don't
Oh
know,
shit.
would you be this weird if it wasn't involving a woman that you was in love with?
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious, man, because they got a few directions they can go with it. Also, Raymond's character was still in the series Burden of Proof. So I know he retired on the shit we just watched, but I'm like, they could keep Raymond around for
Or Raymond's
who knows what.
Raymond's wife could die.
She could. She could. We could
there you
see
go.
Maya defend
There
Raymond.
you go.
Look, so if Raymond's wife dies, he's bored, he's going back to work. You know what I'm saying? And he can try to help somebody else. Like, well, I helped Rusty. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna be a defense attorney. My wife is gone, and I'm battling through that. And that story could be about Raymond. Then.
Yeah, because Sandy Stern, my wife died,
And
then now I gotta go defend my brother-in-law.
And Sandy was the person who defended him. And in the new one, it was Raymond.
Raymond, yeah,
So, yeah, that could
they
be.
could go that way. They could go that way. I'm curious to see what they do too, because of Apple announcing that they ain't spending no more money on this shit. So
I think they just trying to slow down. I don't think because they put in 20 billion. Like, that's a lot.
yeah,
20 billion is a lot of fucking money.
I
They got
mean,
all these shows with all these superstars. How do they afford all that? I know Apple got a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, Apple's $1 trillion company. You feel me? So
right.
They're the most profitable company in the world again last month.
Yeah, I think every show that they have has at least one superstar, and then
Samuel L. Jackson. They had Ray Liotta, Jake Gyllenhaal,
Brad Pitt,
Brad Pitt. With the show that y'all love, Morning Show, got a bunch of stars.
Oh, it's like 6 of them on the morning show.
Man,
the shit is crazy. The morning show has to. Jennifer Aniston was making $1 million per episode.
On the hijack. Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston was making $1 million per episode in '95. So
So,
so leave it.
yeah,
Don't call me for nothing less right now in 2024, yo.
That's a giant fact.
Yeah, like stop playing with my money, man.
$1
And
million ain't what it was yesterday, so you're gonna have to up it.
I'm gonna need that up. Also, Steve Carell, yeah, dog. I
major
ran
star. Yeah.
NBC.
They
I
Mhm.
bring the
ran
office
it.
back, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I don't know how
Okay.
I feel yet.
I love it. But I don't know if they're not gonna be all working in the same.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love him
But
just
like,
with Michael Scott and his girl.
I mean, if Steve Carell back involved, I'm good. I'm good. I don't give a fuck
Yo,
what they
Steve
do, man.
Carell is such a good actor, man.
It's
And
phenomenal.
I didn't realize that until there was two things that made me think about that. You remember that the movie he did? It might have been on Apple TV. He was like, he was like special. It was like his name was like Weeby Marwin, or it was a
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're
he had
talking
like the
about.
brain of like an 8-year-old or some shit, but he was
Yeah, yeah.
and like this wasn't like a laughy, jokey movie. I mean, there was clearly it's gonna be something that's in there funny, but
It
like
was called Welcome to Marwin.
yeah, Welcome to Marvel.
Yeah,
Like he really, I'm like, oh, I saw a different side of him. But when he
yeah.
got on the morning show, I'm like, oh, this nigga acting.
So the movie that did it for me, it was a movie back in '07 called Dan in Real Life. And he played this character Dan, who was a father of three, and his wife had just died.
Hmm.
So they take it's a family retreat, and he's there. He got the kids. I think what's that one comedian? Dane Cook played his younger brother, and
Yep.
they go on
Yep.
this
That's the
family
movie. Yes.
retreat. And
Yes.
while they're there, Dane Cook brings his new little hot girlfriend or whatever, and Steve Carell and her fall in love.
Damn.
And it's like a whole, but in that movie, it's a scene where him and they had like a little family talent show karaoke night or some shit, and him and Dane Cook are performing this song that they would always perform. It was the first moment that I looked at Steve Carell, because this is a year and a half after 40-Year-Old Virgin. So I look at Steve Carell and I just see a fucking the funniest dude in the world, dog.
Hmm.
This scene broke me the fuck down in the theater, bro. I'll never forget that shit. Like he was acting his ass off, yo. And then I was like, oh, he not a one. You know how I feel about comedians. I think they're probably the best actors in the world, and they'll. A lot of them don't break out of the comedy enough, which is probably by design. But you think about some of the greatest fucking actors we got. A lot of them were comedians, yo. Like Steve Carell is phenomenal. It's a whole comedian.
And
I
I don't
think
care
it's
what
a
nobody says. Uh,
what?
the Blind Side wasn't that? No, the Upside was a
The
great fucking
upside.
movie.
Upside. Yeah.
Kevin
Yes.
Hart
Yeah.
killed that shit.
Yeah. He
I
killed
And
want
that
him
like
to do. I don't want him to be doing these action events. I mean, he's getting a shitload of money. You feel me?
a ton
So
of it.
like,
A ton of it.
I get it, but like, no, do some serious shit, dog. Because I think you good in that spot. The joint he did when he was the single father. His wife had just passed away.
Oh yeah, the Netflix shit. That shit was amazing. I cried like a motherfucker. They
Yeah,
dropped that shit on Father's Day. I was like, you bastards. Like shit was beautiful, dog.
but like
I think
people would look at his acting different if he just did more serious roles
Mhm.
because I thought he killed both of those.
I remember watching Tracy Morgan. He was interviewing with Angie. This was back in like '08. He was on Hot 97 interviewing with Angie. And he was saying like he wants more serious shit. And he was like, I think comedians are he said something like, I think comedians experience the most pain in the world. Like we all basically everybody's fucking traumatized
Yep.
and trying to make it
Mhm.
and trying. And when you think about all the Robin Williams of the world and all them comedians who the Chris Farleys, where it was like, yo, there's some genius in you, and everybody saw it. But it's also something eating at you. I think the thing that eats at them is also the thing that would make them a great like dramatic actor if they took more of those roles. But a lot of them either don't get them or don't get the opportunity to get them.
Yeah,
And
nobody likes no one probably who think like you know what Tracy Morgan would be great in this serious role. Like you may not.
exactly. Like,
Did y'all ever see Son of No One? He was great in that.
No.
killed that. Yo,
Son of
I
No One.
forgot about that movie.
He was phenomenal. That to me, that was Channing Tatum's best movie. Loved that movie. Filmed it in Queensbridge.
Yeah.
So listen, the respect that I have for Mike Tyson didn't come until I watched that movie, Black and White. Y'all remember that movie?
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. My man, from the manager of the Wu-Tang was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the knowledge, nigga. Yeah,
Yeah.
knowledge. And he had
Alan
said,
Houston was in that movie too.
yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's so interesting? That's a
99.
throwback for sure because not
Yeah.
enough people know about that, and I think we can. That shit is right up our alley where we can have
You-
conversations about that.
You would
fucking
kill
movie.
it because the entire movie was ad-libbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was
Robert
an
Downey.
ad-lib movie.
Robert Downey
Yep.
Jr. was in that
That
shit.
was when he was.
Yeah.
That was when he was cracked out. Yeah.
Mhm.
I gotta watch that movie again because I forget what Mike Tyson said, and I was like, yo, that was really introspective. And I mean, in
Yeah.
1999, I was what, 17, maybe?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, 17. I was in 17
Yeah.
in 99. So I mean, I wasn't the version of myself now, but I
Facts.
was like, hey, that's pretty introspective, and I'm not used to, you know, I have characterized or
Yeah.
caricaturized Mike Tyson, and I didn't think about him as like a person and like an intelligent or interpersonal, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Like, Jay, you think about Severance, right? One of our favorite shows 2 years ago or whenever that shit came out. Adam Scott, the lead in that, a fucking comedian, dog. Like
Mhm. Yep.
Jason Sudeikis, another one. Ben Stiller,
Yep.
another one. Like, all of these are dudes who are actually like great when they step off and do some other shit. And I just think, to your point, they don't get the opportunity to go out there and like change the minds of all their
shit,
fans. Like,
Eddie Murphy and Mike Epps.
fam,
Mike Epps was Mike Epps in Dreamgirls too, or what was that movie that Mike Epps was in? They shot some of it in
no, that was the Detroit shit, the
You
fucking
talk
Motown
about the
shit.
remake Sparkle. Sparkle. Mike Epps was in
Sparkle.
Sparkle.
Yep, yep,
boy,
yep.
he did his damn thing. I'm stuck on the screen apparently with a
He was
thumbs
great,
up.
Sparkle. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
Amari. He took Amari's girl in Sparkle.
yeah, he did.
but
He did.
he did his fucking thing in that movie, and that's what got him in conversations about he can play Richard
Other
Pryor.
shit. To your point about Eddie Murphy, I've said this before. I might even said it on the pod. I think the minute that Eddie Murphy said "fuck it" was when he didn't get that Oscar for Dreamgirls. I think that was the minute that he said, "You know what? I'm gonna just be Eddie Murphy. I'll be in shit if I want to be in it, and I may or may not take it seriously. I may or may not act like I give a fuck." Because he should have won that for playing Jimmy Early, and he
Mm-hmm.
lost to the dude
Mm-hmm.
who was in fucking, god damn it, what was the fucking movie? God,
This was
I can remember.
06.
Yeah,
It was 06.
2006
2006, right?
Oscar
Yeah.
Best Supporting Actor. Because I think it was okay, maybe it was
I'm still
05. Let me
frozen the
try
screen.
05. Yeah, you're froze, bro.
I don't know why that shit froze. It is what it is.
I saw you. Alan so it was 07. And he lost to Alan Arkin for Little Miss Sunshine. And I will never fucking forget that. Cause then after that, we didn't see Eddie for 20 years. Like, he wasn't in shit. And then when he popped back up, I think he just didn't care about none of this shit no more. Cause I put in a real serious effort that should have been awarded.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah. And Alan Arkin did
Yep.
fine in Little Miss Sunshine. He was also only in that shit for like 13 minutes and he died. So,
Steve
fuck
Carell
out
was
of here.
in this movie.
Yeah, yeah. That was one of Steve Carell's like first, all right, they really actually paying attention to him type movies. And that shit got how every year it's like a Oscar darling. That
Yeah.
was that year's Oscar darling, and it
Mm-hmm.
fucked Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think Eddie Murphy
Another great
enjoyed
Steve
doing
Carell
movies
movie where he was
until
phenomenal in Foxcatcher. Foxcatcher.
oh
You
shit,
ever saw
hell yeah,
Foxcatcher
hell
with
yeah,
Steve Carell?
yeah,
Phenomenal.
Yo, do y'all remember? I don't know if either one of y'all watched it. Steve Carell's series that was out. I think that might have been last year, maybe 2022. The Patient, where he was a therapist.
Oh, it was on FX,
I
right?
heard great
Yeah,
things about
yep,
it.
yep.
I heard great things about it. Yeah.
That shit was phenomenal. The dude who played the serial killer that he was trying to treat and therapize, he was also really good. He was effectively creepy in that show. But Steve Carell was bodying that shit every week. And it was like he was locked in a basement for 9 out of 10 episodes. He was stuck in one room. So it's like to be able to kill this role and you don't have the benefit of really many other people coming to see you because you're locked in
Hmm.
this basement and like hidden away from the world. So you don't have a ton of other interaction with characters. Like they would show him through flashbacks. But for the most part, he was down there by himself or with serial killer. Body that shit. That shit was amazing, dog.
And I think FX may be the best non-cable channel.
Oh, I don't even think it's close. FX been killing shit for like I would say a decade, bro. Like,
FX is like one of them ones. Like,
yeah,
for a hot second, I think I was paying for FX because like it's worth it. It was worth it. It had Atlanta on there. It had
FX is
that,
basic cable, isn't it?
yeah.
yeah,
But if you don't have cable,
Yeah, Atlanta,
yeah.
Snowfall,
You got to pay for the app.
Justified. What else?
Shit,
Snowfall, yeah.
Dave is great, man.
Dave.
Rob, you ever watch Dave?
What was the Americans? The Americans that was on there
Oh,
too.
the Americans was great. Yo, that shit was good as hell. Jay, you ever watch that shit,
No.
bro? On some political, yo, the Americans was
Mhm.
fire, dog. That shit should have been on Showtime.
Rob, did you ever watch Dave?
Who's in Dave?
Dave.
Dave.
Who's in Dave?
Little Dicky.
I've heard of the show, I never saw it. Who's in Dave?
Little Dicky. White rapper. I hate to put him that way, but he a white rapper. The show's really good though. I can see you
Yeah.
getting
And then
pissed
the
off at
Bears
show.
on it.
I can see you
Oh,
getting
yeah.
pissed off at the show though, for sure, Rob. Like this
Yeah.
piece of shit
It's
here.
called Dave.
Yeah, it's called. So here's my buffer about Dave, Rob. It's very you got to get through the wild white boy part of Dave because it's a lot of wild white boy shit that happens on Dave. But outside of that, it's a phenomenal fucking show.
Like you
But it's
gotta
just some like
know who Little Dicky is, and once
yeah,
if you understand where you don't gotta like him, but like if you understand the type of shit that Little Dicky does or says, he's very self-conscious and self-deprecating. And he's
Mm.
one of the people that like I'm going to say what's on my mind in the exact moment but not like in a I'm sassy, let me dunk on you type way.
yeah,
He's Jewish. He definitely leans into that. But that's also like how he is like in real life. But he is an incredible wordsmith. I'll say that.
yeah,
He's an
yeah.
incredible wordsmith. Yeah.
Like he's a talented rapper for
Well, you notice a
sure.
lot of the times a comedian does a TV series is based on their real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't. It's some. It was some depth to Dave that I didn't expect. Like that shit had a heart that I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I actually care about this character and want to see him succeed. It's a lot of other good B characters on that show
Yeah.
too, man. Like
Yeah,
they did a good job.
He got like really good critical acclaim. So he says the show's probably not coming back for another 2 years though.
Yeah, yeah,
He's like, I haven't got a chance to make music in a long time.
yeah.
But his hype man on the show is really his hype man in real life.
My man Gator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something else that Rob you just brought up, the Bear on FX. Like
Yeah.
fucking most Emmy noms ever for a comedy, which I don't
Ever.
get the comedy shit, but like that's you think about
There's
all the
nothing funny about
comedian.
that show.
Nah, not at all. It's
What's that one shit
if
we was watching on FX? And we was watching on Hulu, but I think it was on FX. Or maybe it was just on Hulu.
what's
But
that?
the day before the end of the world or some shit. Murder at the End of the World.
Oh, that's an FX show. No, that was FX. Yeah. Yo, that shit was. I
I
forgot
never
about
made it
that.
to the end.
Yo, the end is where it got great. I was iffy all the way up to the end. The end is where it got fucking the Clive Owen joint. Yeah, where he was like the fucking Elon Musk and shit.
Oh, what's this shit? The old man.
FX. Yo,
Oh yes,
FX
the old
is.
fucking man.
That's
Oh,
coming
FX.
Rob,
back.
did you see
He said it's
season
coming
2 is
back.
coming out
Yeah,
What
I'm gonna
day?
go back and watch.
Did they
September
give a
12th.
date?
Yep,
Beautiful, perft. I've been waiting on that.
September 12th. Yeah,
I gotta go back and watch it again, man. There's so many things that it kind of it's kind of crazy. Think about what we do because we like watch movies and TV shows and then we come on here and talk about them. But
yeah,
like sometimes I'm like, I gotta go back and watch this, even though we talked about it. But after a couple months, I'll be forgetting, and I feel like I'll get a different perspective when I watch it a couple weeks later, a couple months later. And I do sometimes. Sometimes it's be
It's
like
also been
better when
off
it's
for 2 years, right? They haven't been
uh
around in 2 years,
yeah,
so you
about
probably
that.
have
yeah,
to rewatch it, even though you reviewed every episode. Yeah.
But it's certain shit. I'd be like, so for here's an example. We all fuck with Mary Kingstown, right?
yep,
Somebody
Mm-hmm.
posted a clip of Bunny's character, talking about like English words and shit like that. But while they was doing it, they were playing clips of the show. And it's like, oh shit, look how Mike's and Bunny relationship used to be. Bunny, remember Mike put up on them niggas and threw a grenade at them? Or he threw
yeah,
a flashbang at them
Second
and
episode.
yeah, yep,
like he
Second
grew them
episode.
up.
Yeah.
Like Bunny was not the Bunny that he is now. Like Mike helped grow him up into a bigger conglomerate now. It's
yeah,
like they relationship have been changing because Mike, you have tipped when you look at it, like you have tipped the scales in his favor so much. He is a bigger deal now than what he ever was.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bunny in season 1 and season 2 wasn't pulling together military grade weapons and having a warehouse full of stock. Like that just wasn't Bunny. He was on some shit. We've seen him leave the block more in season 3. He couldn't lead a block in season 1
Yeah.
and 2.
He was
Like,
asking Mike how I'm supposed to do this, or what about this? What about this? Now you giving orders and demands. Like we've seen this relationship change and we've seen
yeah,
him. I just noticed. I'm like, damn, I gotta go back and watch some of these episodes because it's really a good show in general. But like it gives you more. It gets like I think I'm gonna go back and watch some more before I watch this finale because it just gives you a better context of their
yeah.
relationship when it's fresh in your brain.
You know, I'm the
One thing I want
rewatch.
to mention. One thing I want to mention, fellas. One thing I want to mention.
Yeah,
Something that you guys said on the last Main Kingstown podcast about Bunny always feeling responsible for his family. That inmate that got beat up by Mario Van Peebles' son. Bunny said that was his cousin.
yep, yep.
Because I
Yeah, that
was
was how
reading, like
the
Jake said,
whole war
I
started.
started rewatching it. Yeah, yeah.
Bunny got a big ass family, my nigga. He might be a Mac
Man.
villain. He might be one of me. He might be
He got
related to me.
cousins everywhere.
So I started thinking about it, right? I'm like, all right, are these his real cousins? Or is he cripping and just saying cuz? Like,
Cause
what's up, dog?
that's a good
Right,
question.
right.
Cause everybody can't be your cousin, Bunny. I'm not seeing
Now I
your
think old
auntie and
girl
your
was his
mama.
cousin because she was washing his feet.
No, she was definitely his
Yeah.
cousin. But that was also weird
I think
because
old
don't
girl
wash
was
my
his
feet.
cousin. Yeah.
Yeah. Like my cousin can't wash my feet.
And
Yo.
that
I
old
don't have
lady
one
that said
cousin to
that's
do
not
that.
on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that Raphael is his cousin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I believe he's
I
that.
almost feel like
Yeah.
Raphael and Rhonda were siblings.
Yeah, I feel
Like that
that
kind
too.
of that feels like how
Like
they
that was
played
his
that.
sister or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Overall, man, on a scale of wires to white sticks, what do you give the original? And what do you give the original presumed innocence?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to rate because it's like I don't know how much they took from the book, right? Directly from the book. Um, like with Presumed Innocent, the
Who's killing the book?
series. I have no idea.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can find that real quick because it's probably the wife, but I still want to find it out.
Like, what if the
But
movie was? What if the movie took liberties and he ain't had no
and
kids? Or some shit. Like, or like, what if in the movie we made what if in the movie we made Raymond fucking Carolyn Polimis, and it's really the second the series is more close to the movie than the movie was to the book. Well, the series could be more closer to the book than I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna see if they got that audio book because I'm gonna listen to it.
so I bought the book a couple weeks ago.
Oh, they gotta have audio book on that. Yeah.
But I ain't read that shit. So let me see. All right. Time passes. Rusty's relationship worsens with his wife. He explains.
$20 for the audio book. Sheesh.
Oh, Barbara did it. Yeah, so she did it in the book too.
The wife did do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, nigga, the narration of this book is 15 hours and 34 minutes.
Absolutely not. I barely got through the 2 hours of that movie again today. So I don't got 15 hours. Fuck out of here.
That'll take me a whole week of walking the dog in the morning.
So on some rating shit, I'm gonna give it a pair of wires. Just cause still entertaining. It did the job and it had a great source. Like when you have your source material be great, it's really hard to fuck up.
Oh yeah, I think I messed the rating scale up on a grade of Puerto Romanos to white.
Yeah, to the white sticks. But I'm gonna still give it some wires either way.
I'm going wires. I'm going wires. I'm a sucker for a good courtroom drama.
Same. I will say though, because I you know me. If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna rewatch some shit that we watching, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna see what the internet streets are saying, right? So I listened to a couple other podcast reviews of the series, and they were on the finale. Everybody kept referencing how great the movie was, or how great the movie built this up, or whatever. Yo, I've left so many comments telling people you out your fucking mind, dog. That movie was almost ass. You ever almost got some ass?
Yeah, plenty
like when you was right on the verge of getting some ass. That's what that movie was. It was almost butt. It was right there on some butt. It was some butt in the room, and then the fucking butt left, and that's what it was, dog. It could have been ass if it wanted to be.
Yeah.
So
could be.
It was good. It was entertaining. I like Harrison Ford. I don't think that was Harrison Ford's finest hour. He looked like a complete sucker. He was a dog. He was begging for the pussy. Get the fuck out of here.
He looked like he had his hands in his pocket the whole movie. He just was like
he was pussy whipped. He was fucking pussy whipped.
He embarrassed me. Indiana Jones would never.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
No.
Fucking
The Fugitive would never.
The Fugitive would never. Get the fuck out of here.
Man,
Tommy Lee Jones, go get him.
That nigga jumped off the Suez Canal into a river.
Han Solo got all the pussy.
Yo, was this the first time Harrison Ford had to beg for some pussy in a movie? Because he did a fucking terrible job, yo.
Harrison Ford probably the man.
He got the girl in every. He got the girl in every movie.
Yeah, I ain't like it. Who thought to put Harrison Ford in that role? He been getting pussy as Blade Runner since '82, bro.
Not as nigga in Marvel, dog.
Facts.
In the next Captain America joint, he is the Red Hawk.
Fam, Harrison Ford is 82. Marvel better film the movies today.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
He is right the Red Hawk for sure.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and film these before it's over.
Yeah.
You only got a few more minutes with my dog, man.
82.
By the way, Jay, Harrison Ford been getting pussy since 77. Since 77, the first Star Wars. Harrison Ford been getting pussy.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure you got something in acting school too. You feel? I'm about to be an actor. You feel?
Yo.
Harrison Ford had blonde hair when he was a kid. You feel me? He probably
he did. fam, he
probably
was
got the
in.
Playboy Mansion and shit.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
You remember Harrison Ford played? You remember Patriot Games?
hell yeah.
He was Jack Ryan
Oh,
in Patriot
that
Games.
was a phenomenal
Like,
movie. Yes.
come on, son, you was Jack
Yep.
Ryan.
How about
He was
this?
the original Jack Ryan.
Give me a series of Patriot games.
Well, shit, we got Jack Ryan.
Yeah. Jack Ryan is on
They do have a
Amazon.
series. You got the Jack
Facts,
Ryan
yeah.
series. Yeah.
With our dog,
Shit,
man.
dog. Did Tom Clancy do Patriot games?
Shit, I feel like he would have to if they took his main fucking character. Let me see. Patriot Games. Da-da-da. Yo, speaking of while I'm looking this up, have y'all watched Shrinking on Apple TV? It's
No.
Harrison Ford in there.
Yeah,
So
I watched that one
No.
episode,
No.
and old
Who's
girl
in
that
that?
we like was in it.
yeah, Jessica Williams, Harrison Ford, and Jason Segel.
Yeah, I watched that one episode when she crashed his car or some shit like that.
Yeah. Nah, it's actually really good. And Harrison Ford was funny as shit in there. Yeah, Patriot Games is based off of one of the books from Tom Clancy. So who the fuck is Tom
It
Clancy?
got
How
to be
much
because it's a
money do
Jack
this
Ryan
nigga got?
movie. Yeah.
You know, Tom Clancy was a CIA agent, dog.
Uh,
He not writing this shit. He just taking files from from shit that they did, and then was like, all right, let's make this a movie.
I can see it. Oh shit. Yo, these
Hey,
are
did he
all
do
Tom
that?
Clancy.
Did he do that Michael B. Jordan movie that y'all reviewed? Was that a Tom Clancy? The
Hell
Michael B.
no.
Jordan movie that y'all reviewed a few years ago? Was
Hell
that a Tom
no.
Clancy joint?
If Michael B. Jordan in the movie, then we
You
already
sure about
know
that?
it's
Look it up. I'm not.
Oh, I
No,
know
no,
what
no.
you're talking about.
Y'all reviewed it though. Y'all reviewed
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
With
The
Lala,
worst fucking
not
movie in the
Lala,
world,
fucking
The
bro.
one with Lauren
With
London.
Lauren
Lauren
London.
London.
No, Lauren
Oh,
London.
Without
Lauren London.
Remorse. It
Lauren
was
London.
Tom Clancy. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's based on a Tom Clancy book.
Yeah, that's a Tom Clancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yo,
only non-Ryan Coogler movie this nigga ever been in.
look at the Tom Clancy fucking. He got Patriot Games, Hunt for Red October, Clear and Present Danger, Sum of All Fears,
Mm-hmm.
and he did Splinter Cell. The fuck? Tom Clancy is a goddamn genius, dog. What the fuck? Hunt for Red October? Like, that's amazing shit, bro. Clear and Present Danger was, man,
That was a massive movie back in the day.
hell yeah. Yo, and
Yeah,
Harrison
that's
Ford's
amazing.
in like 5 of these.
You know what they used to say about Harrison Ford? If he's running in a movie, it's a blockbuster.
Come
He
on,
didn't run
come
and
on.
presumed innocent.
Nah, and that was his problem. He should have ran from Carolyn ass. Should have got the fuck out of there.
Ran for the police, nigga.
Man. Yo, Rob, man. Rob, what you watching currently, my brother, other than Mayor Kingstown?
All right. I gotta watch the season 3 of The Bear, and I gotta watch season 2 of Unprisoned. That's next up on the agenda.
Okay. Yeah, let me know what you think about Unprisoned
I
too,
can
man. I
watch
thought
all.
second season was phenomenal.
You know, I haven't
Well,
watched
first
any.
season was phenomenal. I'm just waiting because I'm waiting for my lady to watch it with me. Because, like I told you
Ah,
before, Jay and Ant, my man reminds me of my father. He plays that ex-prisoner to the T. I can relate
yeah,
to that character. Probably you can relate to that character too, because of the stuff that
yeah,
your father had to go through. My father had to go through the same thing. He's got that conniving way of that charm that only an
yeah.
ex-con could have. And Delroy Lindo was born to play that role, man. And I've never really liked Kerry Washington as an actress, but she's in a wheelhouse on this show. And the young boy
She
reminds me of
is.
my nephew. I love that show, so I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing season 2. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's great in this. I'm with you.
And
I've
that's her
been up and
second
down
show
on
that
Kerry
she's
Washington. Say that again, Rob.
because she's the executive producer. She's the executive producer of 2 shows. That one and the other show y'all fuck with, Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt. Yeah, yeah. Which comes back in a couple weeks,
That's
I
her
think.
shit, yeah.
Yo, Reasonable Doubt. I enjoyed that first season. I really did.
Same.
But old girl is Karen Polimas. She's a horrible person. You know what I'm saying? That is a horrible person. She is being Mary Jane on steroids.
She's
She's
the
a
black
horrible
Carolyn
person,
Polimas.
dog. My God damn, that bitch is bold.
Oh,
That's
she is
funny as
horrible.
fuck.
She is horrible.
Yeah.
How she cheated on her husband with that fucking security guard. Oh my God.
Fucking crazy.
Right.
Fucking
Come
video
on.
repairman.
And had him watch it on video. Like the
Like, what the fuck kind of
how you
freaky
try to
shit
go
was
back to your
that?
wife after
Cable
that?
guy. That's fucking crazy.
And then homeboy he was pussy whipped because he started stalking her, the dude with the beard.
Yeah, yep.
Creepy
Yep.
motherfucker.
Got weird.
About to
Then
get me
fucking
killed because you cheating and shit.
Michael Ealy came in there on some Michael Ealy weird shit. Doing his fucking weird
same role he
shit.
played. Well, he killed it though.
He did. And
Killed it though.
then he killed himself.
Yeah,
Shit.
he plays a widow to the team.
Oh man.
The police killed him, but it was basically a suicide because he put the gun up.
Yeah. Yeah, he knew what it was. He knew what it was for sure. Yo, man. Presumed Innocent, the movie. It was alright. It was cool. It was fun to watch. It was nostalgic, but the show got that shit out of here by a mile, man. Easy.
Like Harrison Ford probably watched this shit and he was somewhere punching the air. It's fucking Jake Gyllenhaal. God damn it. Fucking broke back mountain that. Fucking
Dog.
goddamn it.
No, he probably laughing to the he's doing now.
Jake Gyllenhaal a great white, man.
He is, man. You got a great white playing a character that was played by a great white. I don't think you can go wrong either way, man.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yo, Mary Kingstown finale, man. Y'all got any expectations? I don't know what to expect with this show. So
Somebody gonna die.
Except that somebody gonna die.
I haven't even
Somebody
watched the
gonna die.
trailer yet. Did y'all watch the trailer?
No, I haven't.
Let me see if I can find a trailer.
I don't know that I've ever watched a Mary Kingstown trailer because
If I can find a trailer,
I saw last week's trailers. That's why.
Mayor of Kingstown season
last week's trailer.
3.
Last week's trailer showed Mike point the gun in back of Bunny, and I was like, oh shit! And then so we'll see if you can find the trailer.
Okay.
I'm on YouTube right now, and
Oh yeah, I just typed in season 3 trailer, episode 10 trailer. It's there. 3 days ago.
episode.
I'm gonna send you what I just found, bro.
All right.
Season 3 episode.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You see the one by Depression by Jaheed?
Yep. All right, I'm about
That's the one.
to try to steal this off the internet right quick.
Okay.
And once I steal it off, I'm gonna play it on here, and then we can react to it. I mean, I'm gonna borrow it off the internet. You feel me?
I mean, this is the Patreon. We borrow shit over here, bro.
What's the difference? Well, you're not keeping it. You just,
man.
for educational purposes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. All right, come on, Apple. Let me download. I don't know, man. I don't like that Milo was alive. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think
I'm gonna tell you what my issue with Milo being alive is. One, I'm with you. I ain't need him back. But two, I think they introduced him being alive again too late in the season. Like, we only got one more episode now. Now y'all kind of letting me know that either him or Constantine are finna die in this last episode for sure. Like y'all telegraphed it.
Well, I know Constantine's out of here, and I'm even convinced that the Aryan nigga might be out of here too.
Think somebody gonna get him when he go back to jail?
I think he might fuck around down the table and shit.
Rob, how you feel about Milo being back, man?
I don't know if this the right. Send me what you got, or Ant, because I don't think this right.
All right, let me click play on this before I send you anything.
This is from that person, but I don't. This don't. I don't think this is a real video.
It ain't looking like the real. All right. I thought I was gonna be able to find one under like a Mayor of Kingstown YouTube,
Yeah, let me go on
but
Paramount Plus YouTube play page.
see what they got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this ain't shit. I just hit play. This ain't shit.
Yeah. So no, we don't got one. Because there's not one on the Paramount Plus page either. So it is what it is.
I'm about to check their Insta real quick.
Does Showtime
And
still have
then
a YouTube page? Because they show the show on Showtime now.
They got on Paramount Plus page, they got Mayor of Kingstown recaps for season 1 and 2. That was a month ago. They got
Right.
two posts from a month ago with Mayor of Kingstown, and everything else is older than that. So
yeah, ain't nothing on the Instagram either. So all right,
they not trying to tip off they finale.
I ain't mad at it. Any predictions from you, Rob, on the finale?
I think Constantine's dead. I agree with you. I think you guys mentioned that you thought Milo might live to next season. I agree with that. I agree with you guys. I think they've been telegraphing it all season long that next season is Bunny versus Mike.
Yeah,
So Bunny's
we're
not
about to
dying, even
get
though a lot
our
of people thought he was going to die.
yeah, it's about to get
And
our
I agree
Ghost
with you guys. I
versus
think
Tommy.
Raphael's going to be around next season. Yeah.
So listen, that means for it to really be Bunny versus Mike next season, something has to go terribly wrong for Bunny and his crew, and Mike's at fault for it.
I think the little cousin CO that's in there, I think the jig is about to be up with him and Kareem.
There you go. I didn't think about that. Word. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I could see maybe, I don't know, something happening with them two, and Bunny being like,
I
my
mean,
cousin wasn't protected or some shit. I don't know.
Kareem got 2 weeks left, so that shit ain't even
Also
gonna
that.
fucking matter. So like he ain't
Also that.
gonna have no juice, whatever. New warden come in, so bring that little nigga home.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man.
But maybe he uses that little dude to keep his job by going to Mike and saying, "I know who set me up."
That could be a thing. That could be a thing.
Oh,
I
you know
like
what?
that.
They did ask him, how did they know that he was gonna be on a yard? And the only nigga that was out there on the yard was the white supremacist and his black ass. And
Yeah.
we know the white supremacist nigga didn't set him up. And y'all know he down with that team anyway. Y'all can act like y'all don't. Everybody know he's down. That's the nigga that beat up Carney. So we know that you down with the Aryans. So the only other person that was up there was the black dude. So you the reason that they knew they was up there.
Yeah, this shit about to be fire. I'm excited, man.
Maybe he tells Mike. Maybe he tells Mike. They figure it out, and Mike's like, "Oh, we got to sacrifice him if you want to keep your job as the warden."
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, shit.
You guys think Michael Beach is out? You think Michael Beach is out the pocket next week or what?
I think Kareem dying. I think he did, man. I don't see it. I think we're about to say goodnight to one of our favorites, yo.
I don't think Kareem is gonna die. If anything, Kareem is gonna turn state witness for old girl and blow the lid on everything. He'd tell on everybody before he'd kill himself because he know his kid who already
You talking
dealing with a
about
lot
the DA?
couldn't. Yeah, he be with the DA. I don't think he will kill himself because his kid who's already fucked up over the trauma
Yeah.
that he did. I don't think he'll do that to them.
Shit, that might be the only way they
Right.
see some insurance if he fired though.
But
I
if you kill yourself, you don't get no insurance money either.
oh shit.
Because niggas will be committing suicide left and right for the money. you know,
I don't know. Niggas don't care about their families like that. Like, yeah.
the whites hopping off the bridge.
Also that. Um,
Man, listen, Rob, man, we
But
appreciate you, man.
Giancarlo was talking about doing that before he got Breaking Bad.
Oh, he did say that.
also that.
Yo,
He did
Also
I had
that.
fun doing
Yeah.
this. Yeah, Giancarlo said he was gonna set it up where it looked like he was murdered, so his family get the life insurance because he was dead broke before Breaking Bad.
And like he had been around and shit for a long time. But like when you
For a
see
long
somebody
time,
in
yeah.
stuff for a long time, you see his face all the time. But like, what if he got $8,000 to do that gig? Like, nigga, that's not going. If I get $8,000 a year for a movie, like I can't
Yeah.
live off that. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough for an actor, man.
Right.
That only got to last you until your next gig.
Facts. Facts. Um. Oh yeah. Most life insurance companies have policies that include a suicide clause that remains active for a certain period after the policy goes into effect. This period can be from 1 to 3 years, but it's typically 2. After the period ends, um, the insurer may pay out for a suicidal death. So it's possible. It's possible. You just got to wait it out, have your life insurance long enough. Can't get it, then go kill yourself trying to get paid out. Yo, imagine being miserable for 3 more years because you got to wait on the insurance and shit. That's some sick shit. Fuck you, progressive. Oh, man. Hey, yo, the delay is funny as fuck. Nico Delay Guardia. Jay, you
Yo,
muted,
wait,
bro.
Paul Whitfield kept saying it. Delay Guardia. Delay Guardia.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yo, man. This has been fucking great, Rob. We got to bring you on more, man, and really discuss this shit.
Also, other Twig and
Oh,
Patreonies.
100%.
We gonna be doing these things. You know what I'm saying? They may be all Patreon episodes where we just be in this bitch
Facts.
kicking and chopping it up, talking shit or whatever. So more to come, man.
Yeah, man. Dawn, Shay Jones, Macho.
Yeah, this
It's a
was
few
dope.
of
This was
y'all.
super
We
dope.
gonna get
Yeah.
y'all in here.
We gotta
So
get D Scott in here, man.
D Scott, yo, I don't want him driving and talking to us on the Patreon, dog. Like I'm not with the big rig on the Patreon, bro. He gonna have to pull the rig over, bro.
Oh, you know what we gotta do? This
What's
this what
that?
we
Yo,
gotta do.
this,
We gotta have AJ from across the pond and name tag on at the same time, or they the
I was
same
about to
person.
mention him too.
It's a fucking
Yeah,
series.
same time. Yeah.
It's a fucking
When's
series.
the
That's the
last
show.
time you heard from AJ?
Shit, not in a while, man. He was sick. So low
Well,
key, I
the
might
last
shoot him
time
an
he made
email,
it,
And
man.
Will
last
from
time he
Dayton.
made a note on the pod. He's like he was listening and all that other shit. So last time y'all heard from him was the last time we heard from him.
Yo, Will from Dayton too, man. Tap in, bro. Will from Dayton always let us know he listening. He just ain't sent a voice note in a minute, but he always listens. So
Man, I got
yeah,
that fucking
man.
plaque up in my fucking house, my nigga. So
That shit is amazing, dog. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get up out of here, boys.
Rob,
Yo,
man, tell the people where they can find you at, man, and all your in your podcast.
All right. On Twitter, I got 2 Twitter accounts. For the boxing, Hitman Chronicles. For the music, Legends of Sports and Music. And those are the names of my podcasts on all the platforms that you listen to This Week in Culture and Shop Talk. Hitman Chronicles, type that in, Apple, Amazon, whatever. Boom, it pops up. Legends of Sports and Music, type it in, boom, it pops up. Legends of Sports and Music, I basically deal with the careers of legendary soul artists. And Hitman Chronicles, y'all know I'm the #1 boxing historian on the planet. No one can fuck with me. I'm constantly
facts.
ripping people on social media with their lies. The fuck out of here. Don't make shit up.
Rob, you know
But those
you
are my
need
podcasts.
Rob, you know you need a YouTube, man.
Man, y'all breaking up. This delay is killing us.
Oh, it's all good. But yeah, Jay, he does.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
All right. I'm Jay Johnson 313 on everything that matters. Follow me.
Uh y'all already know Trinidad and y'all see it in the tag, man. Yeah. And if you want to follow This Week in Culture, it's This Week in Culture on everything. Y'all know what it is. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Yo, man, great episode to the listeners. Sorry about the delay late in the episode. I don't know what happened, man. Shit got weird. Once Jay froze, this whole shit got a little weird on the audio, but it's all good, man. We happy Rob could join us. And we appreciate y'all for sticking around, man. Presumed Innocent movie, you fucking sucked, man. Presumed Innocent, the show is the winner. Period.